So basically, on the list of 45 are the people that bother the government the most, the enemies of the regime. And that's been like, I don't know, 5 years that these groups try to fight against our organization that get radicalized, and they have a potential for violence, while the violence of the extreme left that is growing and growing, and they shut their eyes, they completely ignore all the crazy people that are very popular on the internet that pretend to be a cat.
Then the happy or content meow.
Meow. The label of conspiracy theorist is quickly given to people who dare to contradict the mainstream media and the government line of thinking since the beginning of the pandemic. Politician, lawyer, scientist, doctor, nurse, teacher, and all other professionals have acquired this label. Contradicting or questioning the guideline of thinking is not allowed in today's society. This type of label has enormous consequences on an individual life, such as the loss of the right to practice law or medicine. One-track thinking has taken over the media and all spheres that surround us. In May 2022, the UNESCO chair in the prevention of violent radicalization and extremism at the University of Sherbrooke, alongside Concordia University and the University of Quebec in Montreal, published a study on the conspirational movement in Quebec, leader, discourse, and membership. A study based on the adherence to conspiracy theory, according to their age, average salary, gender, education, and many other parameters. A total of 45 leaders were selected. Of these 45 names, a few caught my attention. Rogo Galati, lawyer specialized in constitutional law. Maxime Bernier, former lawyer and now leader of the People's Party of Canada. André Pitre, founder and president of Lux Media Studio. Carlos Norbal, pastor of the New Creation Church, and not to mention Ezra Levin, president and founder of Ribbon News. Their names were included, but without mentioning anything about the reasoning behind the decision. The one thing these people have in common is, of course, the call for debate and questioning of governmental action and government official transparency. The study focused on the influence of these leaders on social network and the rate of adherence of the population. This study could unfortunately open the door to the disqualification or the discrediting of individuals and once again hinder our democracy. One more action to discredit anyone who has a different speech. Here is what some of the people list had to say about it.
I took some time to read that study. First of all, it is not a study. You know, when you look at something that must be serious, that was the opposite of that. That was not serious. They were saying that Maxime Bernier is not a serious politician, like Ezra also, without any facts, without any proof of all that. And so I believe that the fact that they did that, it's just to try to discredit the opposition, the real opposition in Canada, the People's Party of Canada. And they don't want to have somebody that is not telling the narrative to be too popular.
This is just propaganda, fascist propaganda for people who do not want to tolerate free speech, critical of government measures. This is part of the pharmaceutical agenda, part of the vaccine agenda, part of the global control agenda. They actually confirm that what we're saying is true. And none of us, certainly not me, is a conspiracy theorist, as they define it. They define a conspiracy theorist as somebody who thinks that all major events are explained by the actions of a secret entity. Were they mad? Have they not researched my legal career?
We remained open because we understood the law and we understood the Bill of Rights of Quebec, la Charte des droits et libertés de la personne, the Quebec Charter, the Bill of Rights of Québécois, that inhibited the policemen that came week after week to shut down our services and close our doors. And I think this example is not something they want other people to follow. And so I think they put our names on that list, or my name on that list, to make sure to discourage other people that would get aware or be aware of their rights and would want to exercise their rights to keep their businesses open or churches open to do so.
So we used to say conspiracy theorist, but now they changed that because there's the word theory in conspiracy theorist, that sounds good. So they changed the word for complotist or conspirationniste, and they create a new illness, and they decide who's affected by this illness for the only purpose or taking you out of the public space. So anything you say will not be taken seriously, no matter what you say. So in that document, they don't say that the figures I present are wrong. They don't say that the opinions I have are wrong, that what I say is not true. That's not what they want to do. They don't go into debate because they would lose it and they know it. What they want to do is we create that word, we give a vague definition of that word, but what's important is it's dangerous. Don't talk to these people. This is a mental illness, and we got to do something about it. And also at the end of the document, they mention we've been supported by anti-terrorist organizations. So they do everything to demonize us without going into the issues that we bring forward. And the only thing is they want to eliminate us from the public space. That's it. And this tactic is used in every dictatorship in the history of mankind.
J'ai quand même entrepris des actions devant le Parlement Québec, devant le siège social de la Sûreté du Québec à Montréal l'été 2020. J'ai eu des discours quand même assez percutants. Et puis, dans ces discours-là, je ne me suis pas gêné. Donc, oui, avec Appel à la liberté, on a envoyé des mises en demeure, on a fait des poursuites, des démarches, déposé des documents, des plaintes aux criminels à la Sûreté du Québec. Et tout ça a été fait de manière pacifique en tout temps.
Voilà qu'on m'apprend qu'officiellement, on va te pister, on va te suivre, on va écouter ce que tu dis, on va noter, on va l'analyser, et puis on va s'en servir contre toi pour intimider, pour donner l'exemple, pour s'assurer que d'autres n'aient pas le goût de se lever. Mais je crois qu'il y a un objectif derrière ça, c'est de démontrer aux autres, ne levez-vous pas. Ne débutez pas un travail de sensibilisation ou d'information ou ne remettez pas en cause le narratif parce qu'il pourrait vous arriver le même sort.
Think about it. Who do they name as the top three in terms of the larger part of the pie? Me, Ezra Levant, and Maxime Bernier. So they are, in a calculated way, attacking political criticism through Bernier, media criticism through Ezra Levant, and juridical, legal criticism and action through me. So they've got all three bases covered.
So basically, on the list of 45 are the people that bother the government the most, the enemies of the regime. And that's been like, I don't know, 5 years that these groups try to fight against our organization that get radicalized, and they have a potential for violence, while the violence of the extreme left that is growing and growing, and they shut their eyes, they completely ignore all the crazy people that are very popular on the internet that pretend to be a cat.
Then the happy or content meow. Meow.
They pretend to be a furry animal. They pretend to be a mermaid, and they want to have special treatment. These people are good. You're not going to the mental institute. But people who have facts, real numbers that are not contested, if they are the enemy of the state, they will be institutionalized. That's what's happening.
Do you think you have like a reason why that study have been only published in French and not in English?
Yeah, that's a good question. I believe that we must ask them, but I don't know if they will have another study or if they will translate that study. But that would be a waste of money and a waste of time. Fewer people, are looking at the mainstream media now, and these university professors, the elites. I believe that more people are watching on social media, real independent alternative media. So, for me, that study won't have any impact, and because everybody who will take the time to read that study, they will see that it's not serious, and so that's why I believe that it won't have any impact.
Puis tu sais, fais juste regarder l'espèce de pub qu'ils ont mis là, pour un genre de campagne de communication. Mais tu sais, c'est comme un genre de jeu qui ressemble un peu visuellement à l'hostie de jeu, mais avec comme des jokes dessus, genre se faire injecter une micropuce. Tu sais, des affaires du genre... Je les imagine en train de penser à ça puis faire « Hey, on pourrait faire un jeu, ça désamorcerait la... » Il y a comme un côté un peu grotesque à ça, honnêtement. Là. L'étude en tant que telle, c'est correct, là, mais je trouve qu'il y a un petit côté caricatural qui est assez évident.
Oui, parce que la critique du mouvement conspirationniste a été utilisée par le gouvernement pour nuire à ses détracteurs. Justement, quand je parlais de Jeff Fillion de Radio X, à la limite même Gabriel Nadeau-Dubois, Monsef Deradji, tous ces acteurs-là se sont fait traiter de conspirationnistes par le gouvernement à des fins justement politiques. Le conspirationnisme qui a été étudié, c'est pas le conspirationnisme des caribous, là, des marais qui contrôlent tout. Ça n'a pas été étudié. Le conspirationnisme de gauche, là, que les banquiers sont en arrière de toutes les décisions gouvernementales, puis c'est New York qui décide tout, il n'a pas été étudié lui non plus.
Non plus. Vraiment... Ça n'a pas été...
Ça, c'est peut-être la plus grosse faiblesse de l'étude, c'est qu'on a étudié un seul conspirationniste, celui qu'on n'aime pas, celui qui était un peu plus anti-mesure pendant la COVID. Mais le conspirationnisme, on l'oublie, c'est plus large que ça. En fait, le conspirationnisme, c'est un peu la facilité. Quand on a de la difficulté à s'expliquer un phénomène ou quand on veut expliquer un phénomène simplement, on se retourne vers une conspiration plutôt que de chercher les vraies raisons qui demanderaient plus d'efforts.
As you can see, you could end up on a conspiracy list in one of the United Nations report for questioning the government. It is your right to be able to question the government in a free society without being attacked for doing it. And the real irony is by stigmatizing those who do question things. The author of the study proved the skeptic of the government right. It was Alexa for Rebel News. A lot of you guys want to support Rebel News, support freedom of speech, and support the freedom here, not just in Canada, but everywhere around the world. And as you know, Rebel News is one of the independent media who are showing you the other side of the story. And I know that a lot of you want to support us. And if you want to represent as well us, you can go to rebelnewsstore.com, and we have so much merch, like this kind of shirt that you can wear, and you can use the code SUMMER. And when you buy 2 unisex shirts, you get 1 for free, and we ship everywhere around the world for free. So if you want to support our journalism, it's one of the nice options, and in the same time, you get to please yourself with one of the nice merch that we have. Thanks.